Valentine's Day. What if she hates my personal love message? Just pick one from her.
Hey guys, welcome to the Liberal Hive Mind, a channel solely focused on exposing the abundant hypocrisy of the left. Well, isn't this an interesting situation? I'm sure a lot of you guys are aware of what's going on with TikTok. The platform supposedly was slated to be banned, and the Supreme Court upheld that decision. And now, out of nowhere, comes Donald Trump sweeping in, putting a 90-day stay on the ban of the platform, essentially allowing for an American company to come in, buy the platform, which then, of course, would divest the social media platform from Chinese control and influence. In other words, Donald Trump's about to save TikTok. And that creates a little bit of an interesting situation here now, doesn't it? I'd say for a couple different reasons. I want to chime in on this topic, show you some funny things that are popping up online, and then get into the actual details of why this is actually really important. Let me show you guys exactly what's going on. We got some stuff to get into, so let's roll the tape. Okay, so what a turn of events, huh? It looks like Donald Trump's gonna be the one saving the TikTok platform from its own demise. And let that sink in for a second. This TikTok platform, which is typically associated with the left, is now alive and well and allowed to continue thanks to Donald Trump. It's poetic in a way, almost. And actually, funnily enough, when TikTok leftists were logging into the social media platform, this is what they were greeted with. Welcome back. Thanks for your patience and support. As a Trump's effort, TikTok is back in the US. You can continue to create, share, and discover all things you love on TikTok. Imagine being a Trump-deranged leftoid who just had their entire social media presence completely ripped from under them. Everything around you is coming to a crashing end, and then out of the shadows comes Donald Trump, supposedly Orange Hitler, to save your behind. It's just such an interesting and funny situation, and it's led to videos like this from big TikTok stars like James Charles, not exactly typical Trump supporter, coming out and saying stuff like this.
I gotta keep it real. I am crashing the album right now. I don't know what to do. Oh my god. I've already opened and closed the app probably 6 times already just to keep getting the same stupid warning message. Oh my god, like this just feels, I can't, this is so dystopian. First of all, I feel pathetic that I am freaking out like this over an application usually on my phone. But also, like, this has been a massive part of our life for the last 6 years. And normally when something happens, I would get on TikTok and start complaining, and I can't even do that. I feel like disconnected. I feel cut off from the world and my community. This is crazy. This is crazy. God, and I can't, like, now I'm rooting for Trump? No! God, like, again, I guess. God.
Quote, I guess I'm MAGA now. Yeah, I guess that's the case. I never thought I'd be saying this. It's just so incredibly hilarious. You know, we've got all these people on the left who've been pushing for Trump to fail, now basically admitting that the fate of their future is now in his hands, and they are stuck rooting for him. And so obviously we have a little bit of an interesting situation here. And now I guess the question becomes, to ban TikTok or not to ban TikTok? To save the platform or not? And initially I wasn't too sympathetic to the platform, to be honest. I absolutely despise TikTok for a multitude of reasons, but at the top of the list is their track record. When it comes to free speech, their history on the issue of censorship is downright abysmal. I mean, they have a horrible track record. Right-wing creators are regularly getting banned from the platform for nothing more than simply sharing a different political opinion, which I find absolutely disgusting. In fact, it's even a little bit personal for me because I have a great friend, one of my longest childhood friends, who is making some strides on the platform doing right-wing political commentary, and right when it started to go great for him, right when he started to pick up in the algorithm, guess what happened? Boom, they banned his entire account for literally no reason with no explanation. They did the same thing to Older Millennial, another conservative voice that has been featured on this channel many times. And so for me, I guess it's a little bit personal, and my initial reaction was TikTok had banned so many people in such despicable fashion that I was ready to throw TikTok straight into the dumpster with that single thought, good frickin' riddance. But now I guess the initial emotional reaction has kind of subsided, and as I'm dwelling on the topic, I'm starting to see some opportunities here. I'm starting to see the opportunity for positive potential. It's not just about saving the platform that's obviously become a cultural behemoth. It's not just about saving people's ability to earn a living by using the platform itself. No, I think there's actually a larger opportunity here. An opportunity to set a good precedent when it comes to how these social media companies operate on the issue of free speech. And obviously this is something that Donald Trump has been an advocate for. Even recently, Donald Trump suggested that we we need a new sort of internet bill of rights and possible reforms to Section 230 to make sure we're not handing over too much control to the big tech companies, the big tech giants, who seem hell-bent on pushing their globalist agenda.
The time has finally come for Congress to pass a digital Bill of Rights. In other words, government officials should need a court order to take down online content. Furthermore, when users of big online platforms have their content or accounts removed, they should have the right to be informed that it's happening and the right to a timely appeal.
And so now there's an opportunity for Donald Trump, I think, to influence the sale of TikTok, and possibly steer it in the right direction. You know, at the end of the day, he's got all the power here. We're seeing all the leftoids admitting that their fate's in his hand. TikTok is the left-wing
You're a fucking
platform.
idiot.
Well, what does that give Donald Trump? It gives him the most important thing in situations like this. He has all of it. He's the one with the 90-day pause on the ban of the platform. He's the one who can also decide to go back on that decision. And that obviously gives him the ability to influence this sale. And that influence, in my view, must be used, and that's the opportunity. Donald Trump can essentially use his executive influence to make sure that not only is China forced to divest from the platform, but to hopefully make sure that the new ownership group that buys the platform commits to the fundamental constitutional values of free speech and expression. This, in my view, has to happen. I mean, imagine TikTok following the lead of platforms like X, which is already committed to free speech, and then, of course, we've got Zuckerberg promising that he's going to make changes to Meta, although, of course, we'll have to see if that actually sticks. He tends to blow with the wind, am I right? But if that's the case, I mean, just think about the social media landscape. X is a free speech platform, Meta, Facebook, Instagram follow the same path, and then TikTok is essentially, let's call it not forced, but influenced to commit to that basic fundamental value. Well, then just think about it. All of a sudden, all the big tech Goliaths are all now free speech platforms, and all that's left is for YouTube to join the list. You know, I think this is an incredible opportunity. That's what I'm starting to realize. This is a chance to reshape the online space in a way that actually favors the people, not the elite censors pulling the strings behind the scenes. And to be honest with you, if that's the news, if the new ownership group buys this platform and commits fully to free speech, well then I might even make a TikTok account for the first time. You know, it feels like there's an opportunity here to really change the world in a way. You know, it's a real carpe diem situation, a seize the day, set an entirely new precedent, lay the groundwork to enable constitutional protections for freedom of speech online. I mean, this is big. There's an opportunity here to truly win the day. Opportunity. Let's forget the irony. The left, who have painted Donald Trump as a fascist, authoritarian dictator, the exact same people are now.
Grand Keys Casino Web is the place for jackpots. I like long range Texas size. New players play 5
Hey guys, welcome to the Liberal Hive Mind, a channel solely focused on exposing the abundant hypocrisy of the left. Boy, do I have a story for you guys today, a very weird story, to be completely honest. It's equal parts hilarious, frustrating, and of course just classic leftist lunacy. That's the weird part. You may have seen the post on Trump's Truth Social account detailing how he's actively identifying and removing over 1,000 Biden-era appointees who are clearly not aligned with the Make America Great Again message, and this new mandate going in, well, apparently, it goes a whole lot deeper than Biden-era appointees, as even the D.C. pastor speaking at Trump's inauguration church ceremony seems to be a Democrat operative working against this incoming administration. Absolutely unbelievable. What an utter embarrassment this moment was. Let me show you guys exactly what I mean by that. We got some stuff to get into, so let's roll the tape. Alright folks, so I guess the transition team might have missed a spot here, as they let a woke pastor take over during Trump's inauguration church ceremony. Look at this.
In the name of our God, I ask you to have mercy upon the people in our country who are scared now. There are gay, lesbian, and transgender children in Democratic, Republican, and independent families. Some who fear for their lives. And the people who pick our crops and clean our office buildings, who labor in poultry farms and meat packing plants, who wash the dishes after we eat in restaurants and work the night shifts in hospitals, they may not be citizens. or have the proper documentation. But the vast majority of them are not criminals. They pay taxes and are good neighbors.
Except they are
They are
criminals.
faithful members of our churches and mosques, synagogues, Wadara, and temples.
Now, what was that? And did you see the look on their faces?
Republican, independents.
Side eye, like, is this actually happening right now? Honestly, something so absurd, it looked like a comedy skit. It was almost comical. Really, what a shameful display of activism and grandstanding. You know, this was Trump's moment. This was America's moment. The ultimate comeback story. The political victory of a century. The redemption arc. You know, what we've been waiting for. Trump's calling it us moving into a new golden age. And what do we get? A woke pastor essentially hijacking the mic to spew a bunch of nonsense that more here. It's like the left can't themselves, right? They just always need to grab the mic and yell into it. You're all gonna listen to me. I am the captain now. The narcissism is just on another level. As per usual, the left doesn't care about the majority. They just care about pushing their ridiculous agenda at any and all cost, even when it's completely out of place. Just a completely shameful display of activism, and as always, stoking fear and division and playing to people's emotions, right? It's always the emotional games of these leftoids. People are scared. I mean, what's the implication here? Donald Trump's a fascist. Donald Trump, I'm pleading with you, please, don't do all the dangerous things that you've promised. And it's ridiculous, and I'm done with it all. I'm done with the emotional pleas. Especially when the general premise is harm reduction. We gotta save the vulnerable people. But essentially what the left is always advocating for always causes more harm. You know, actually, I got the perfect clip that I think could help me make this point. You know, similar to what this woke pastor was going on about.
Bunch of fucking pussy. But anyway, today's a special day. Oh, special birthday. I'd like to put that special birthday out